BlueBox video 4.20. Sometimes the bounds on our chart is a little too wide for what we might care for. And so we can set different minimum or maximum bounds on the chart as we see fit. We can also play around with the way in which the numbers are formatted, and that's what we're going to do in this exercise. We're going to go to Redesign Project Worksheet. And what I want to do in this chart is I want to change the horizontal axes, uh, and in the minimum box, we're going to delete the existing value and type in the number 20. So we will start at 20. We'll get rid of basically the blue part that precedes it's to the left of the 20. So the way to do that is we'll select the chart. And once we've selected the chart area, I'm going to double click on the axes where I want that change to take place. So so it's the horizontal axes in this particular case. And again, you'll notice that we have the ability to format the axes in a variety of ways. In terms of the numbers that we want, we're going to go to where these three columns are and choose the axis options. And you'll notice we've got the bounds. Okay. So the bounds that we want to change it for the minimum. And again, right now you can see the minimum is 0, and we're going to change it so the minimum is 20. Okay, so we basically just start our chart at 20 and move on. So there's sort of this implied 0 to 20 blue bar for all of them. It just allows us to see, actually, it feels kind of arbitrary. In this particular case, I probably would have left it exactly the same. Now, having said that, I do find that on the survey worksheet, I lose a little bit of perspective because none of the values start until we get close to 70 here. And so seeing the variation in the data is a little more difficult. So clicking on the survey worksheet where we have our scatter plot, I'm going to change and start with a minimum of 65. So if you don't have this task pane open, it'll open once I double click, might double click a couple times on to one, select the chart, and then two, to select the axes. I can set the minimum to be 65. Just type the 65 in there and hit enter. Now you can see the variation a little better than we have before. They don't ask you to do that in this particular case, but what you will notice is I could actually cut off the boundary, say, at 85. 85 would be a little dangerous because I think one of the values is 80. Why don't I see oh, this is the wrong values. If I look at the first two columns, there is an 85 in there, so we put it right at the very top. But you can play around and see what it would do. It's supposed to be left at 90, but let me just show you 85 for a second. Notice now you see what the boundaries are. The important thing to understand is anytime there are values that are outside the boundary, you're not going to see it anymore. So I just hit that undo button or reset button. It sets it back to the 90 that it was. It left the minimum at 65. The last one goes to spa sales, and I don't know why it doesn't think we can change the secondary axes. We should be able to. If I click on that. What we can do with the axes as well is explain to it how we want the numbers to be presented. So if I click on the number here, then what they have us do is get rid of the decimal places. It's completely unnecessary, mainly because there aren't any appropriate or any sense in those values. So if I hit the 0, I hit the tab key just so I move on. If I just click away from that, then it chops off the decimal places. And that's ways in which we can format. We could change, you can see it's accounting. I could change the format in all the different ways in which I can format the numbers out on the worksheet. But it allows us to have a different formatting on the chart than I see in the worksheet if I so choose.